Hey everyone, I'm Trent Johnson. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I'm a member of the Thayer firm, in my opinion, the best firm. I live in downtown Baltimore, which is where I am right now, outside, which is where one of my favorite places to be. And I'm so excited to let you guys in on some little Baltimore secrets.
Hey everyone, I'm Bavia. I am a third year or star, as we like to say. And like Trent, I am also excited to talk to you about Baltimore. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, and spent time in Pittsburgh for med school.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to meet you all soon. My name is Jonathan Yu. I'm an intern in the Barker firm. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and did medical school in California. I'm brand new to Baltimore. I can't wait to tell you more.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Osler Obo. I am a PGY2 or a JAR in the Janeway firm, originally from Los Angeles, California. So I love outdoors. I love the sunshine. And I live in the beautiful Patterson Park area. Highly recommend. I ended up buying a house, actually, after match, which was a lot. But the beauty of it is that it's very comparable to rent, and I don't mind sharing the numbers. So for my 3 bedroom, 3 bath row home, I literally pay like less than 1,700 a month.
So I'll start by telling you all one of my favorite things about Baltimore, and I would have to say it's probably living downtown. It's Baltimore is such a beautiful city. There's a lot of diversity here. There's tons and tons and tons of places to eat. I am one of the people in my class who does not cook at all, unfortunately, or fortunately. So I'm always eating. And living downtown, you're like right next to the harbor. Just behind me is where the boats dock. There's tons of boat rides here. There's a walk path. I can try to show you guys. I don't know if you'll see it greatly, but behind me there is one of the best highlights in Baltimore, in my opinion, and it's where I spend my time.
What is my favorite thing about the Baltimore area? I'm not going to lie. It's Patterson Park and the waterfront. Again, I love the outdoors. It helps me to renew, reset, vibes, all of it. And Patterson Park, you can just get lost in it and not feel like you're in a city anymore. You just hear the sound of the birds chirping. There's like a little lake pond situation. Um, there's a running track. There's a dog park. Like it's so big. I remember the first time I actually did get lost. Wouldn't recommend. But it's next to like Be More Licks, which is a great ice cream spot. So you can get ice cream and then you can walk it off in the park. And there's just like so many good places to eat all around it. It's just my like number one go-to post call. And then of course, like I love water. I love the waterfront. You can take like free water taxis to go back and forth across, and try out a lot of the great restaurants in the area.
One thing I love best is eating in Baltimore. The cool thing is that it's kind of split into little neighborhoods. So you have a little different of a flavor everywhere. So Trent lives downtown. There's an area called Fells Point. There's an area called Canton, Mount Vernon. They all kind of have different cuisine to share. So I'd say in Mount Vernon, there's a lot more. There's like an Ethiopian restaurant, there's Indian restaurants. You have more of a variety in that sense. There's a place called Mount Vernon Marketplace where you can really find like food from all over the world, which is really nice. And then Fells Point is on the water, so it's really nice to be able to be eating your pasta or sushi and have that view of the harbor. It's beautiful on a sunny day. People are always out walking dogs, having drinks, catching up. So a lot of fun stuff to do when you're not on call in the hospital.
Like Bavia, live right by the hospital within walking distance. And seconding what has been said so far about the food and drink scene in Baltimore, I think it's a city of neighborhoods, so there really is something for everyone here in Baltimore City. And if you're ever looking for something different, DC is also quite close by.
But the other thing that I love about Baltimore is that it is so central to so many other great American cities. Um, like there's Washington, D.C., like 45 minutes to an hour drive south. You can go to New York, just hop on a little train, or go to Philly, which is an hour and a half north. So there's just so many things that I wouldn't typically have access to here compared to the West Coast that is just making me enjoy this experience so much.
I don't have a car. I actually got rid of my car, and when I had it, I never used it. So I get around using public transit. I have a scooter subscription for those who want to be a little bit ambitious. And then because where I live downtown, there is a subway that's kind of hidden. Most people don't know about it. That takes me right into the hospital. I take it almost every single day. It's 2 stops. I get from my house to the inside of the hospital in like less than 10 minutes. So if you don't have a car, it's very easy to commute not only in the city, but also in between cities.
Okay, great. Thanks, Trent. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get around. I agree with you. I also don't have a car. I find it just fine getting around without one, and taking the MARC train to DC is very, very easy.
And totally seconding what Bhavya and Trent have said. I'll admit that as an intern, I haven't been in Baltimore to really do anything more than once, aside from hanging out with my classmates in the beautiful waterfront district, so as mentioned, Fells Point, Harbor, and so on. But I think the wonderful thing about the city is that there's always something cool happening, whether it's live music or a pop-up farmer's market or a rotating exhibit at a local museum, a new flavor at the ice cream shop, a sports game, that you don't really have to have an agenda as you head out the door, as long as you're open to trying something new. And in my experience, it's been a pretty walkable city. I think it is not a defining feature of the program, but I will join the bandwagon and say that I too do not have a car. And I've had a fine time getting around the city as well, using my 2 legs and public transportation.
I will say when I first realized that I was coming to Baltimore on match day, it's like I don't know much about the city except that people say like it's so dangerous. Um, but I'm from LA, which is another thing. But I think the beauty about Baltimore is that it's a very block by block city. So there are areas that are that need to be renovated, that need to be poured into, and so you can be very much aware of the areas that may or may not be safe. But overall, the city is very walkable. There are scooters where people ride up and down all the time, and I have yet to hear of a resident or someone who has gotten anything, you know, that happened to them as far as like commuting or walking or whatever back and through the city. But I would just say, like, of course, common sense is your best friend, and common sense isn't common. So if you're ever questioning anything, that you might any thoughts or anything that you have about the city, definitely talk to the residents that are here, that are living and eating and thriving here, and you'll find out more, as opposed to going off of what you might think about the city.
Yeah, and I'll just add. Thanks also say. I'll say that as someone who is new to Baltimore, I've been very grateful for all of the guidance from the upper class folks in terms of orienting me to the different neighborhoods and showing me which grocery stores to shop at and that sort of thing. I think there is a little bit of learning to do in terms of getting around and so on, but once you get the hang of it, it's been a really positive experience. I think I personally have been quite blown away by the kindness of people in Baltimore. I perhaps unfortunately cannot count the number of times when someone has stopped me to say, "Hey, you seem lost. Can I help you get you to where you need to go?" Or, "Hey, I think you dropped this," or, "Hey, I think your outfit is on point." So I've just been really grateful for the kindness and generosity of the people that I've met here so far.